Hello kids, interested to read another story? कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, हमें लगता है कि हमारे साथ कुछ गलत हो गया, लेकिन अब उसके लिए जस्टिस कैसे मिले? लेकिन अगर सामने वाला समझदार है तो शायद पॉसिबल है. So let us see whether it is really possible in the story Sense of Justice. A rich trader named Ali Khwaja lived in Baghdad. He long desired to go on a long pilgrimage. Pilgrimage? तीर्थ यात्रा, उसे हम pilgrimage कहते हैं. However, he was all alone in the world. He did not know whom to trust for all his wealth. Finally, he found a solution to his problem. He sold his shop, lest somebody should occupy it in his absence. He settled all his personal and business accounts. After all these transactions, he had 250 gold coins left with him. शॉप बेच दी, पीछे से कोई उसकी शॉप ना ले ले, और जितने अपने पर्सनल या बिजनेस अकाउंट्स थे सब सेटल कर दिए. उसके बाद भी कितना वेल्थ उसके पास बच गया. So let's see what happens next. Originally, he had thought that he would carry the gold coins with him. However, now he thought it was too risky to carry so many gold coins for the fear of the robbers. He did not want to leave them in his house either for the fear of being stolen. What to do? A question lurked in his mind. Soon he found an answer to this as well. ना वो साथ लेके जा सकता है, ना घर पे रख सकता है. तो क्या सोचा उसने? Ali Khwaja decided to carry 50 gold coins with him and leave the rest with the town banker for safekeeping. He bought a jar and a dozen of walnuts from the market. Walnuts, अखरोट. He put the gold coins in the jar and covered them with the walnuts. He closed its lid tightly and went to the town banker, Rustam Sheikh. Rustam Sheikh inquired of him, "Yes, what can I do for you?" "I am going on a pilgrimage," Ali Khwaja said. "This is a jar full of walnuts. I want to keep it in your safe custody until I return." Rustam Sheikh said, "Of course, you can do so joyfully, and since you are going for a holy cause, I won't charge anything for it. Just go into the storeroom and keep it at any place you find is good enough for your jar." Ali Khwaja thanked the banker. He went into the storeroom and placed it in a corner. As he took his leave, Rustam Sheikh said, "Nobody will touch your jar. You will find it at the same place when you return. All the best. Pray for me too." After all, इतने अच्छे काम के लिए जा रहा था तो उसको लक भी विश करा और ये भी कह दिया कि मैं कोई चार्जेस भी नहीं लगाऊंगा. Ali Khwaja set off on his pilgrimage from one place of pilgrimage to another in Arabia. About 6 years went by. One evening, Rustam Sheikh needed some walnuts in his house. It was a holiday. All shops in the market were closed. Just then he remembered Ali Khwaja's jar of walnuts. He said to himself, "I can use the walnuts for now. As it is, they will become stale by the time he returns. I will replace them with fresh ones when he comes." अब तरकीब तो अच्छी लगाई कि वैसे ही वो वॉलनट्स अखरोट पड़े पड़े पुराने हो रहे थे, उनको अभी यूज़ कर लेता हूँ और उनके जगह में फ्रेश रख दूंगा. So Rustam Sheikh entered the storeroom. He opened the jar and took out some walnuts. In the process, his hand struck something hard and smoother and of different shape than the walnuts could possibly be. अब अखरोट कितने हाथ लगाने में रफ से होते हैं, और अगर हम गोल्ड कॉइन्स के बारे में सोचें तो वो कितने स्मूथ होंगे, शेप भी अलग. So he wanted to know what it was. He emptied the jar on the ground. He looked with wide open eyes what emerged from the jar. The gold coins glittered in the dim light of the lamp. Wow! He exclaimed as he tried to overcome his surprise. मैं भी सरप्राइज हो जाती. अखरोट सोचे थे, 200 gold coins निकले. Now Rustam Sheikh wanted to have those gold coins for himself. किसी की भी नीयत खराब हो सकती है. He replaced the walnuts back into the jar and took away all the gold coins. Next day in the morning, he bought fresh walnuts and filled the jar up to the brim in a bid to make it look like the one before. Ali Khwaja's pilgrimage completed in the 7th year. He arrived in the town and after a brief rest went to the town banker. After usual greetings, he demanded his jar of walnuts. You can go into the storeroom and take your jar of walnuts from the very place you kept it. Nobody has touched it all these years, said Rustam Sheikh with a smile on his face. क्या वाकई किसी ने टच नहीं किया? रुस्तम तो सारे ही गोल्ड कॉइन्स ले जा चुका था. Anyways, Ali Khwaja thanked the town banker and returned home. He emptied the jar on the ground, and lo, there was nothing in the jar but walnuts. Ah! He caught his head in despair. This was the very reason he did not want to take the gold coins with him. That very thing had happened. He filled the walnuts back in the jar and went to Rustam Sheikh. There were 200 gold coins in the jar, said he. Now I can find none of them. Return to me all my gold coins. What did you say? Shouted Rustam Sheikh. You try to bring a bad name to me and my noble profession. How dare! When you left the jar with me, you said it contained nothing but walnuts. I trusted what you said. Nobody has touched your jar all these years. Now you blame that I have taken the gold coins. What a cheat you are! A heated argument took place between the two. Finally, Ali Khwaja decided to approach Harun-ul-Rashid, the Caliph of Baghdad. Caliph, the ruler. What's the case? Demanded the Caliph. Before Ali Khwaja could say anything, Rustam Sheikh started. Sir, this man came to me 7 years ago with this jar. He said there were walnuts in it and he wanted to keep them in my safe custody. I never checked what was there inside it. He himself placed the jar in my storeroom and he took it out from the same place where he left it. Now he claims there were 200 gold coins in it. That is the reward that he gives me for safekeeping his jar all these years. The Caliph nodded his head and looked at Ali Khwaja. Do you want to say something? Yes, sir, said Ali Khwaja respectfully. Though I said to him there were walnuts in the jar, in fact, it contained 200 gold coins, which I got after the sale of my shop and settlement of all my personal and business accounts. Now, I find that the jar contains only walnuts and nothing else. I have been robbed of my gold coins. Please let justice have its way. Give me my gold coins. अब सोचा जाए तो बड़ी ट्रिकी सिचुएशन है. अली ख्वाजा ने खुद ही अपने मुंह से कहा था कि ये तो जार में वॉलनट्स हैं, अब क्लेम कर रहा है कि गोल्ड कॉइन्स हैं, और रियलिटी में आपको और हमें तो पता है ना 200 गोल्ड कॉइन्स थे. सो लेट्स सी जस्टिस कैसे मिलेगा. Harun-ul-Rashid pondered over the arguments and counter-arguments of the two. He could not decide anything for some time. Then he ordered the jar to be emptied before him. He examined the walnuts carefully. He had some suspicion creep up in his mind. Suspicion matlab shak. He said to the attendant, "Get the dry fruit merchant in my attendance." The walnut merchant was bowing before the Caliph some time later. Just examine the walnuts. What is your observation about them? Said Harun ul Rashid. The merchant closely examined the walnuts one by one and then divided them into 2 heaps. 2 ढेरियों में लगा दिया. Then he concluded, Sir, the walnuts of this heap are 12 in number and they are old and rotten. After all, 7 साल से पड़े थे, खराब तो होने ही थे. They must be at least 6 to 7 years old. The walnuts in this heap are rather fresh. They must be 1 to 2 years old. The Caliph looked at Rustam Sheikh with stern eyes. I love the truth, he said. So I want to listen to it from your own lips. Rustam Sheikh hung down his head in embarrassment. He said, Sir, I beg your pardon. I am the guilty. I confess my guilt. झूठ पकड़ा जा चुका था. What happened after Ali Khwaja left the jar with you? Asked the Caliph. Sir, one day I chanced to see the gold coins in the jar and I replaced them with some more walnuts. Harun ul Rashid was famous for his justice. He said in a serious voice, Since you have confessed your crime, I give you a chance to decide the punishment for yourself. Rustam Sheikh said, Sir, I will return all the gold coins that I took from the jar. In addition, I will pay a fine of 200 gold coins with the treasury too. I can't bear with any criminals in my land. This was the first crime on your part, so I command you to do what you have decided for yourself. And mind you, to conduct your business hereafter honestly. Any more crime will attract the severest of punishment. Do you understand? The courtiers hailed the Caliph for his sense of justice. Ali Khwaja bowed low to the great Caliph and made out. तो देखा आपने, लालच बुरी बला है. ना तो सिर्फ 200 कॉइन्स अली ख्वाजा के रिटर्न करे, बल्कि 200 गोल्ड कॉइन्स ट्रेजरी में भी बाकायदा पनिशमेंट ऐड करे. लालच नहीं करता तो ये सब नहीं होता ना.